Chris Brett with Social Hustle, and today we're finishing up our Google Ads local campaign tutorial. In today's video, we're going to go over actually building the local campaign. In the last one, I walked you through how the local campaign works and why it's the perfect solution for augmenting your existing local business Google Ad campaigns. Now, today I've got my account pulled up. I'm going to show you how I would build this for myself and then walk you through some tips and tricks on how you're going to get the most out of this campaign. Now, looking right into the account here, where you're going to start is you're going to come right to your campaign and you're going to go ahead and build a new campaign. Before you do that though, have you connected your Google My Business to your Google Ads account already? The best way to check that is to come over to the extensions and then to click on location. Now, you need to make sure that you have location extensions here down below. If you don't, you're not going to be able to build one of these campaigns. You're going to need to connect that Google My Business account over to your Google Ads account before you're able to run one of these campaigns. Now, as a second note, if you notice we have two different locations here. These two locations are both going to be used to determine where these ads show. If you have an old location or you have a location you don't want ads to show at, you're going to want to remove that from the account so that it doesn't run as part of the campaign. Now, once you've made sure that that exists, go ahead back up to your campaigns here and we can go ahead and build one of these new campaigns. Clicking new campaign, you're going to go with the final preset option. This is going to be local store visits and promotions. It'll only give you a single campaign type to choose from, and you're going to use the Google My Business locations. Then you're going to be able to select either use all locations or location groups. Now, if you do have multiple locations and you've gone ahead and done the work to break them into location groups, this is where you can choose the location group that you want to use. We're going to go ahead and select use all locations. That'll use both our Idaho Falls location and our Austin, Texas location. Now, go ahead and give it whatever name you would like. You can select the locations that you're after here, give it the budget that you have determined, and then it's going to use maximize conversion value. Now, since we're using maximize conversion value, we've got to give a value to non-sales type conversions. So with call clicks and with driving directions, it's attributing automatically a dollar value to those so that it knows to bid for those actions using the smart bidding. And so it creates a pseudo price, if you will. From there, if you want to go ahead and set a start or an end date or use a product feed. Now, in the overview video, I explained that these can work for e-commerce shops. If you have a product feed, you can load that product feed from the Merchant Center into this local campaign, and it will promote the products that you have on hand. Go ahead and hit save and continue. And now we get into the actual building. So you've got your ad group here. From there, you're going to go ahead and start building out the ad. On the right-hand side, you can see some examples of how the ad is actually going to look. The maps listing will appear as a promoted maps listing with a more prominent pin. Within the display, now, display sometimes works in this preview. I've noticed that for whatever reason it spins and sometimes it doesn't show up. It may be this is just something Google's working on. We can see it in search though. It'll show as a prominent placement here, actually showing up above the other search results when it's your turn to show up. And then finally within YouTube, and this will show up as a YouTube ad based on the video that we select for the ad creation here. Now, we have got our website. We're going to be sending them to our home page here. We're going to call the display path local. Headline, we're going to do Idaho Falls Marketing Agency, Austin Marketing Agency. Now, I would not recommend using location-specific taglines if you're showing up in multiple geographic locations. For this example, I am doing that, but determine what's going to be your best headline here. The headline is going to be the title of the video in YouTube. It will be the title of the actual link here in search. Within your maps location, it will be the title here actually over instead of showing the name of the company. So if you want to show your name, go ahead and do that. If you want to show a tagline, you can do that instead. Now you can add up to 5 of these headlines here, as well as up to 5 descriptions. So local campaign test description. And as always, I recommend that you create the maximum amount of descriptions and headlines. This is going to ensure that Google has the most available combinations to A/B test to determine what's the most engaging to your user. The more features that you give it, the more research that Google can do, and at the end of the day, Google wants you to show up because they want you to pay them to get clicked on. Finally, you have your call to action. So, call now. visit today, get started, see our office, whatever ends up fitting. Go ahead and select what you would like your call to action to be, and that's going to show up down here as part of the ad. Now, the final piece is where people usually get stumped up or stop building the ad. The first is that you need to add in both a logo, and I'm actually just going to snag this logo right here. It has some cool colors on the side. We'll snag that, save it, and you need a landscape image. Now, for our landscape image, I'm just going to go to my downloads, and I think I had a karate picture that I saw was the right size. Let's take a look at this. There we go. Set that into the landscape mode and select both the ratios and save it. So that image that you select there is going to show up in each of the different types of ads. So in Maps, that image is going to show up in the bottom right hand corner. In the search, it's going to show up above and in the bottom right. And in YouTube, this is where your logo is going to show up. So you might consider using your logo in a landscape form or in a 1x1 form if that's what you want to show up. It just depends on what you want your branding to be and what kind of imagery you're going with. And the last piece here is going to be a YouTube video. Now, this has to be from an account that you're currently connected to through your Google Ads account. So if you post the video here and you select it and it allows you to select it, perfectly fine. You've got the connection. If not, you need to go through and connect your YouTube account to your Google Ads account. Once you've got all of these pieces up and running, you can go ahead and hit save and continue, and it's going to go ahead and build the campaign for you. It gives you all of your basic information here. Continue to the campaign, and now you are ready to run. Now, this is a live account, so I am going to pause this one, but that gives you everything that you need to get started with one of those campaigns. Now, couple quality of life pieces. One of the big things to know about where your ads are going to show. It's based upon the service area that you've defined in Google My Business. If you say you service 100 miles around Austin, it's going to show 100 miles. If you put 400 miles, because you're like, I serve everywhere, it's going to show that large. And it might be worth considering refining that if you want to use this type of a campaign. We actually would list it as a national service for some of our services, and we redefined it to our local space because we really only want these to show locally. Beyond that, the services and the tags and the information in your Google My Business are going to determine what you show up for. So it's going to strip that information based on what you've written and what you're showing up for to determine the keywords that you're most relevant to show up for. Again, these are smart campaigns. They're going to use Google's algorithmic bidding to determine when and where and how to show you, and they're all going to go after conversions. Wherever they can find a source of conversions, they'll begin showing, and they'll taper off any other networks that aren't as profitable. Guys, if you have any questions at all, if you have any experience with these that you want to share, please go ahead, drop them down in the comments below. As always, I invite you to hit the like and subscribe button. That helps so much when we're creating new content like this. I'm Chris Perrett here at Social Hustle. My goal is to create informative, quick, and easy Google Ads videos to help you take your business to the next level. And we'll catch you guys again next week. Thanks.